What's going on, y'all? Peace, light, and love. Thank you for connecting with me this week yet again. I wanted to just check in quickly, briefly, so that I can go about my business. I made this agreement. I'm coming through. However, I ain't feel like doing shit. And it wasn't even about me listening to my body, because I can tend to get into a space where I look for perfection, overwork, and just, be in this space where I'll work even when I'm tired until I'm exhausted and burned out and all of that shit, you know. But this time it's a little different. This time it's just really a lack of motivation. And I got a little bit of nudging on my shoulder. Get your ass up and get this work. So that's what I came to do. I made that agreement, and I tell myself all of these stories, right? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And so I do have some things that I want to share. So I'm going to go ahead, share that shit, and keep it moving and everything. I want to give a special shout out to the family that came through the Sirius Cipher. So much love to all of the Soul family that gets an opportunity to come through and support not just myself, but all of us here in the Soul family, because we all out here doing some badass, gangster ass, and important ass work out here in these spiritual streets. This is a time right now where we really got to get our shit together so that we can vibrate at a frequency that'll be sustainable for us. This moon right here that we dealing with in Virgo is definitely right for assisting us in getting this work. Trust me when I'm telling you, this Virgo moon is gangsta. So tomorrow is the new moon. We gonna be doing the Sirius Cipher tomorrow. I'm telling you, like, I've been getting all of these downloads to start pulling out. This Mercury retrograde was so damn gangster. Y'all need to know that. So we're gonna be closing that shit out too. Number one. I've been getting all of these downloads about all of this shit that I did like a long time ago that I thought I forgot about and shit. And like all of it is coming back to mind. Like, these are some things that's going to be helpful, especially for me and moving forward, so that I can heal a lot of shit that I like forgot about or tucked away. This is going to definitely be helpful, because when you're working with Soul Family, when you're doing this work out here in these spiritual streets, you start to notice that even though the situation might be different, the struggle is similar, and we all need to put all hands on deck, take all of these tools that we have out here and really start utilizing them for our healing. And so that's what Spirit has been having me do, is bring these tools back out the closet, bring them back out and share them with everybody, and not just keep them all for yourself. So that's what I've been doing. Last week we did this past life, inner child healing, my bad. And it was something that just helped me so along my journey, man. And I was about to go back home, forgot about a whole bunch of shit. I'm one of them people that I think that a lot of us do that, but I just let shit go and then allow it to leave the conscious memory bank. Of course, it's sitting in the subconscious, right? The subconscious is always on the damn job. However, I let that shit just, fall by the wayside, not think about it no more and everything, but that shit to remain unhealed. And it kind of reset the way that I've been navigating these streets out here. And so I noticed that patterns within behaviors, like tendency to overgive, our connections in our relationships, the things that we've been conditioned and programmed to do. These retrogrades are so gangster because they all go up under review, giving us an opportunity to go back and heal. I've been seeing a lot of shit out here in social media about the I am mantra meditations. And there's some, some folks that's out there that got some information, I suppose, that's saying that, you know, when you're going through these I am affirmations, it's keeping you stuck in the root chakra. And one of the best strategies is to go through the chakras, you know what I'm saying? The root chakra is I am. And then the next is I feel. Then the next is I do. Then the next is I love. Then the next is I speak. You know what I'm saying? The next is I see. And the next one is I understand, right? And so those affirmations should be pointed like in the energy of each specific chakra. And I like that. I think that's real gangster. However, what Spirit was showing me lately is that, see, if we don't go back and heal a lot of that shit with the root chakra, see, the root chakra, that's why it's called the root, the base chakra. When I was when I was really sitting back, taking in that information, what started highlighting was the bottom of the feet and the seat, the bottom of the ball, seat of the butt, seat of your, backbone. So the bottom of your feet and your ass, whatever, huh? And this is showing where that energy of feeling secure, of feeling safe, of feeling, hold on, let me get this work. Hold up. Let me find it. Here we go. Okay, so this is like where the seat of where our emotional well-being is. See, this root chakra, this holds where our security is, right? When that's blocked, you start feeling fearful and anxious and uncertain. You know what I'm saying? Your money situation is all messed up because this is your root. See, your root is your foundation, family. And if we don't address that shit, then how in the hell we go be advancing forward? See, I love this shit that we doing out here in these spiritual streets, right? I do. I really do. But I do want to caution folks that's trying to skip steps because, see, this is that shit that I've been talking about that everybody want to ignore. But see, I'm going to tell you something. There's no getting around doing the work. See, we talking all of this, you know what I'm saying? We doing this chakra work, but we ain't going to deal with the foundation. That chakra development, it gets distorted if you don't address the foundation. That's like building a house on a weak ass foundation. You got life fucked up with that type of thought. That's a mentality that's going to hold you back. So this was part of the reason why Spirit has had me helping with sharing the things that I have. And a lot of other folks is going to be coming through with a lot of other stuff that's going to help us along our journey. I have some other tools that is definitely going to help us in navigating that process. But in the meantime, I really want to encourage folks to check back to foundation shit. Foundation shit has to deal with your family, your childhood, the shit that built your foundation. And astrology is located in the 4th house. It rules over Cancer. See, this is where that subconscious is. So I'm going back again to this subconscious because, see, at first, when I was talking, when we had that full moon in Pisces, and I was dealing with Hermes and Athena and Oshun, just a lot of powerhouses coming through, right? That's really been helping me along my journey. But these rituals, I'm trying to work with making the adjustments in the subconscious mind by giving us these rituals that's going to help us to move forward. And even though like it may seem like convoluted and everything, this is all about addressing that blocked root chakra shit to kind of circumvent and overcome a lot of that shit. But what I'm noticing is that there's no getting around doing the work. See, everybody want to skip to love and light. But this work ain't fucking love and light, man. And I know we want high vibration. You can't get a fucking high vibration until you heal. And so this is why I'm coming back again, reminding us and tapping us on the shoulder. Yeah, I'm here to throw that ice on niggas. That we got to do this work right here so that we can be in that love and light space. Otherwise, you're just playing the bullshitting ass game. And the second somebody say something out of line or trigger you or hurt your little feelings, it all comes out. You can't hold that shit. You can't hide that shit. So you can stop playing with everybody, especially yourself. However, getting this work, dealing with that root chakra, because I promise you, this is where I'm seeing this shit at. Where there's so many people that got these blocked and overactive root chakras. If you don't dress that root chakra shit, you will be out here navigating these streets all bent up. So then you go think you got sacral chakra healing. And you go show up with low libido, fear of intimacy. Your creativity will be blocked. Or you'll be overly emotional and fixated on sex or some other hedonistic shit, being all manipulative and shit. You know, working on that solar plexus chakra. See, if you don't work that shit out, your self-esteem, it stays low. You still feel powerless and inferior and shit like that. And you can play all of these games and try and circumvent that shit. But you must go ahead and be $150 with yourself. Hey, but hold up though. Now hold up, because I ain't saying that you got to sit in this low vibration and sit around and focus on how you falling short. What I'm saying is let's get this attitude of gratitude, but we got to get this work. Because this is why we showing up all triggered out here in these streets. We sitting there, they said some shit I don't appreciate. They're not accepting me out here, and I don't know why they don't like me. And then you start realizing you don't need nobody's damn ass fucking validation out here in these streets. It don't matter at the end of the day. Now you can move forward and take all of that over emotional, isolated type of energy, repair that sacral chakra energy, and step into your passion, your creativity, your optimism. It'll help you to be a lot more open and more creative. And then all of that other shit starts to flow. The self-esteem rises. You become confident. That heart chakra goes into place. It gets in alignment. You ain't jealous. You don't have a lack of empathy. You ain't bitter. You ain't hateful. You peaceful. You loving. You compassionate. You tolerant of other people. And your tolerance, your compassion, your love, it doesn't mean that you agree with everything that folks is on. But it does mean that you got that acceptance for that, for them, for whatever it is in the hell that's going on out here in these streets. But when you do that work, you do that healing, you know the difference between that. And wow, and I mean, I'm hearing that Kenny Rogers song. You better know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. And that's really all about making sure that we are directing our energy, because what we focus on, it grows. Wouldn't it be amazing if we stop focusing on what in the hell somebody else is on and shift our focus on the growth for ourselves? I'm just saying. But we in a time right now where we get an opportunity to really make these adjustments. So I wanted to talk about like what's going on out here in these cosmic streets. We got this new moon in Virgo. And Virgo is a gangster ass energy. I love it. It's my rising. I'm in the house right now. I still ain't feeling motivated to do shit. But anyway, I'm going to take this time to start writing out all of my intentions. Get a clear and focused game plan instead of being all helter-skelter, scatter-battered. Because we got that sun and that moon, both of them luminaries lined up in Virgo. That Virgo energy is all about the details. And it can turn into that perfectionist energy. But that ain't what we doing. We vibrating a little bit higher. That perfectionist energy that comes from Virgos is a little, it's a little tapped into that prideful energy. Now we look at pride as a bad thing, but pride can be a good thing because see, it's good to be proud of that work that you putting out, what you doing out here in these streets, and really having high thoughts of what it is that you do. Virgo is all about the details, making sure that shit's right so that shit can be most gangster. That energy is intelligent, it's analytical, it's reliable energy. And this is some powerful energy for us to really be working with right now. And so Virgo energy gives us an opportunity to get some clarity. And one of the herbs that I have been working with that's really been helping, that's really been catapulting me in getting clarity. It works every time. It's like Code 45. It's that eucalyptus, baby. I goes down. Now I'm starting to notice like everybody got that shit. I'm at the grocery store. I could only find that shit like at Trader Joe's and the Whole Foods store, right? But now I'm going like to the regular grocery stores and shit in the neighborhood. We got to shop and save. And the grocery store here is Giant Eagle and they got that shit over there. It might be a little overpriced, but they're giving you a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But however, some fresh eucalyptus is so damn gangster. See, eucalyptus is good because, see, it helps you get in alignment with those Virgo type of intentions, right? Because Virgo encourages you to really tighten up those routines, those things that we're doing for self-improvement, our everyday rituals and shit like that. Our health being one of them, you know, so that you can get in alignment with those intentions that will support your wellness, right? We want to get exercise regimens, healthy diets, all of that shit. That eucalyptus is going to help to propel us into that energy, right? It promotes our wellness and health. It brings along that purification energy, right? It protects our vibe, you know? So a lot of that negativity and all of that shit, see, a lot of times, especially a lot of empathic people, to haven't really mastered that whole art. I know I'm still fan, I still got to catch myself, you know, on really making sure that I'm protecting my energy. And when I start noticing myself getting into emotional states that's typically not mine, this is when I know that I'm probably absorbing some energy around me and I got to do some clearing. I'm going to be sharing some shit on the cipher that's really been gangster and helping me do that as well. That shit's going to be hot. I'm telling you, it's going to be hot. But anyway, that eucalyptus, it protects the vibe. It clears out old stagnant energy. You know, that shit that ain't working for us, thoughts that don't serve us, where we sitting around focusing on fuckery that's not really helping us out. And even if it's true, how in the hell was that going to help you get to the next level? You sitting around worried about, they don't like me, they disapprove of me. And what the fuck would you go do with that? So why don't you just take all of that energy that you got right there, see, and take it and utilize that in achieving your goals, your purpose, your divine purpose. Get yourself in alignment with that shit, whatever. Anyway. But it brings vibes that heal the whole scene. It raises your vibration so that you're in a space to be able to assist those folks that don't got what you got. And you can help in raising the frequency so that you can be of assistance of people that don't have the information, the knowledge, the skill, the technique, the technology that you have. So this is all about us tapping into what I call natural intelligence. We've been spending so much time, I know we call it AI, but I stopped dealing with this AI thing because we go stop abbreviating it and we go start calling this shit what it is. It is artificial intelligence. And what that means is that the intelligence, it ain't real. It is artificial. And I know it's gangster. We got so much, see, and this is what, hey, listen, somebody with natural intelligence created this artificial intelligence, you see. So we ain't gonna sit back and count ourselves out on this game. But what I have noticed is that we've been allowing that shit to take the wheel. Now we see, and there's a lot of folks this on social media out here in these streets, and they talking about, say the word on the street is that artificial intelligence is going to take over everything, because you see at the grocery store, you checking out your groceries, the robot is doing this, and there's a robot stewardess on the airplane and all of that other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Artificial intelligence just about everywhere. Artificial intelligence can bless our life. But we got to remain balanced. And see, one of our things is overindulgence out here in the streets. See, we got Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. They both in retrograde. We get to review that shit and check that shit at the door. We got Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, comfort zoning, helping us deal with our values, the luxury that we bring into our lives, and the things that bring us comfort. Is getting up under review. Then we got Pluto in Capricorn. That's allowing us to make transformation in the old way of doing things, challenging our limitations. See, this is all, we got Pluto in Capricorn retrograde. My bad. Capricorn energy is challenging the old way. Capricorn is all about the old way, the system, the rules, the regulations, right? The way we've been going about doing things. We get to check in with that shit. We get an opportunity to bring these dreams down to earth, so they ain't just floating around in the imagination realm and shit in the realm of shit not done. You heard? We get to bring that shit down and actually make that shit come into fruition. This Virgo energy is going to allow us that opportunity to bring it down to earth. See, it's a little different than that Gemini mercurial energy, right? Where you can just sit around, philosophize and spin it and shit like that. See, Virgo got that earth energy to it that's going to make shit happen. That's what that shit is. See, that earth energy brings it down to earth. So it ain't just sitting around floating and spinning in your head and you stuck in the realm of ideas and shit. We get an opportunity to lay out the game plan to make that happen, fam. And I'm telling you, we got to take advantage of this opportunity. That eucalyptus. Get you some in essential oil in that diffuser. Throw some in your bath. Get you some fresh eucalyptus and put it up in the shower. Let it steam up and just really breathe in them vapors. It's a beautiful thing. And it's going to help in bringing that clarity so that you can see things with a little bit more perspective. So that you can go about making things happen with a grounded sense of purpose. It's going to do all that shit for you. Absolutely. So yeah, this is definitely a time for us to definitely get that shit rocking and rolling. All about getting our self-care rituals on point and right and exact. I saw a hawk come through yesterday. And that hawk is all about really tapping into higher realms of spirituality and whatnot too. What a powerful time indeed. I was just thinking about just a second, I was on the cipher and I was rapping with I think Brittany Vibes was on there and she was talking about working with them birds. And what a powerful observation right there with that, because see, them birds is all about that energy of the air. And that hawk, which is coming through. Hold up, let me find my little guy. So that I don't miss nothing, because there might be an important detail that I'm leaving the hell out because I'm going off the top of my head. No ego in this shit. We go get this work. Hold on, here we go. Yeah. So that heart comes through letting us know that we caught up in too many details, and so that we can step back and get a greater perspective. This is, for me, anyway. Stay alert and stay focused on that task before you, eliminating in as many distractions as possible. Spend some time observing and studying situations, and when it's time for action, make it quick and decisive. Pay close attention to your surroundings because you're about to receive an important message. Be aware of any personal or psychic attacks and be prepared to defend yourself. And stop trying to change others or the situation. Instead, work on accepting things as they are. What? Bada, bing. Anyway, I was just talking about that shit. How about that? But this is where that hawk was coming in, because that's what I'm talking about higher levels of perception. Bringing in that work, that spiritual work. See, what we're talking about like slaving and hauling shit all over and everything. That work is like being real and throwing all of that bullshit, egoic defense shit down the drain. Not giving a shit about what somebody is thinking, what the expectation is. Sitting around seeing if they'll approve of that shit. I'm real good at reading energy and shit, right? So when I know that I'm upsetting people, I can feel it in the air. And I ain't even got to be in the same room with them. I already know when I'm rubbing folks the wrong way. And typically it will make me stop, backtrack, and kind of stumble in my words when I start feeling that energy start tightening up and shit like that. I promise you I don't give a shit no more. And if it gets you tight, then that's just what it is. But I promise you, I'm not here for hurting nobody at the end of the day. I'm here to help us all along our journey. I promise it's coming from a good place. You know, just the way that it's delivered, it may not be received. And that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't for everybody, but that's just the way it is. So, fuck you, whatever. Anyway. Let me tell y'all about some gangster shit that I was getting into. So they cut not my little tree. It was a buckeye tree that I had in the yard. And the buckeye tree, it brings good luck and prosperity, energy, vibrations. But this was a tree that was beginning to like teeter over. And there were so many trees within our neighborhood that toppled over. We were really shocked that it wasn't this one. So we finally buckled down. I want to put dirt around the tree, try to get it back, but when it's a wrap, I mean, there's not too much that you can do with it. And I just couldn't let it fall. And you know what I'm saying, damage shit all around, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't look like it was gonna fall on my house, but why take a chance with that shit? Or you could fall on somebody's baby, for goodness sake, what the hell? So we had to go ahead and get her cut down. And I was pretty sad about that. And if, we was back and forth with that shit and all of that, but we did. We finally got her cut down. She wasn't producing any fruit, unfortunately, because I definitely would have collected those buckeyes and did some work with that. But what did happen is that, there was, several pieces. I was going to save it, get me a pit for the back. I don't know why I haven't gotten a pit. I didn't want to be out there with the bugs and all of this shit. And then it occurred to me, like, when it started getting cold, the bugs go away. The pit is where it's at, whatever. But anyway, so the neighbors, they came along. They took the firewood. My husband told them they could have that shit. But they left some of the larger ones there. So we took the larger ones. They was heavy as shit. That shit's heavy. But I said, you know what? I'm going to make some some furniture, some tables with these stumps. So I got the stumps and everything, and I started, number one, I started spraying them down, getting all the damn bugs out of that shit and everything, and it's probably like ants, termites, all types of shit that might have been all up in there and everything. So sprayed that down, make sure the bugs didn't get in there, put some shellac down on it and everything. Now I'm trying to figure out, because I've never done this shit before. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna figure this shit out. Got myself a project, y'all. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that shit shellac, shine that up real good and everything, and maybe paint it a nice neutral color. But see, I like the stump look on that tree. So I'm really going to try to stick this some paints that's going to accentuate that. It's going to be dope. it's gonna be gangster. Y'all wait and see. So that's some dope shit that I'm on right there. And then another thing that I noticed that's been really tickling my fancy is these oil lamps. Now I've been going to the thrift shops and I've been coming across like these little oil lamps and all of that. I bought one a couple of years ago. And for what I couldn't find, the little string that sits down in the oil that keeps it wet and everything. So I had put it in the closet, forgot about that shit. And finally got around to getting that shit. It goes so beautifully. It's like a candle. I don't know. It's different though. The energy that comes off of that is a little bit different because it mixes that fire and that water energy. That's the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? With that oil and that fire that's getting together, it brings together that fire and that water energy, and it just brings a different vibration. I like it a lot. So I use that when I'm doing my readings and all of that other stuff, any other divinations and shit like that. And it's been working out really great. But I'm starting to get a little, I'm calming the hell down because once I start liking something, then I got to grab me a few. So I got like 3 now. That's enough. I think maybe 4. Yeah, 4, because there's one downstairs too. Yeah. So I got 3 up here. There's one that needs a string and everything, but they bring a special vibration. And you know what else I thought? I said when the power go out and all of that shit, I got my lamps. I'm gonna fire them shits up. I'm gonna be working with them out there in the back in the winter time in the fall time. I ain't gonna be out there in the freezing ass cold. It get cold than a bitch in Pittsburgh, but being out there is going to really bring the next level up. And then you already got that fire that's burning so that you can continue in lighting your candles, doing your rituals, doing your work. So it's going to be gangster for some fall work that's going to be coming through, especially this equinox that's coming through. The Cobra has been coming through. And so this is letting me know that this is an energetic meditation that works with the Kundalini energy. So when that Cobra shows up, this is giving us that opportunity to raise our Kundalini, get rid of some shit that's not serving us no more, and really start stepping into our power and working for our highest and greatest good. And I got to tell you, this shit is mad effective. Now, I wish that when I started like learning a lot of these modalities that I was doing things for different reasons. But when I first started learning about this spiritual work, I was really using it so that I can really win in the matrix. So I was using it so that I get promotions and so that I can, put myself in positions to make more money and, and I mean, just all material matrix type thing. And that's ain't nothing wrong with that shit. It's very effective. I need y'all to know that shit. I would get stuff in these streets, gangster. However, I could have really been using that to be a blessing to somebody else besides myself. So now, I do realize that these things, even though they was gangster, it made me feel like, I had an edge above and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was working with that and everything. But those things is some powerful tools. That Cobra meditation is gangster, transformative. As a matter of fact, when was that? 2013, 14, something like that. Is when I started having like all of these challenges with my health. And so I was working with that Cobra meditation and it assisted me in being able to change my lifestyle. So this is when I went into that vegan vegetarian diet and was really able to like support all of my wellness goals. With that, I was able to completely reverse my condition and all of that. Like this was some energy that propelled me into that whole healing modality, into that whole healing vibration that I was getting into alignment with. By working with this meditation, the energy passes through each of the chakras. And it will allow you to activate any chakras you think may need an extra little boost. And then the cobra will also allow you to give the offering of those things that don't serve you anymore. You give that to the cobra. She devoured that shit for you, and you can move along your merry way. Now, this is a meditation. If you're not staying in practice of that, and hold up, not necessarily meditation, but staying in alignment with the intention, you'll need to do it all over again. It's not, well, nothing in this work that we do is an absolute be all and end all, at least not that I've seen. I'm here for it though. Show me, baby. What I do notice is that you must stay in alignment. It is vibrational. So yeah, know that. But let's see, what else was I dealing with? Wood. Yeah. Let me get back on that wood because I got those tree trunk tables and everything. See, I do a lots of work with wood. Wood is my shit. Wood is really good to work with when you work with spirits, the ancestor, the fairy realm, no doubt. See, I was rapping with, a couple of folks that really deals with those fairies, but it was another dude that I was rapping with, and he was, telling me about just how you can really connect right to these fairy realms dealing with this wood. And then I was listening to this brother, his name is Uncle Hank, Brother Hank on YouTube, and he was talking about this acacia wood. And that shit like peeked up on my radar. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. When he started talking about how he met up with this shaman and they're talking about how sacred the wood is, how you can activate the wood by giving the chant, cha la ban, ja la ban. And you can actually feel the energy awaken in that acacia wood. But you know what? Here's the thing though. There's some other woods too. And I'm not sure if it's every wood, but I do know bamboo wood wakes with it too. Anyway, what was I gonna say? So yeah, spirit, it moves through that. So if you're using that, like get you a wooden altar, spirit moves through there in some powerful ways. I think that wooden altars is most gangster. Wood opens portals up. You can see them. And then a lot of those ridges in there, there's some, especially throughout my house on the doors and everything, where you can see portals that have opened up on the doors and whatnot and everything. So those is definitely some gangster things to work with. Those fairy energies, they really rocks with that wood energy. So if you're a person that really wants to work with that fairy realm, make sure you do the work too, fucking around with them fairies, because they will match your energy. Now you can play a bullshitting ass game and say that you righteous like a lot of church folks do, right? They think because they showing up to the building and they do what they supposed to do and what's expected and all of that other bullshit, that overclouds what their true intention is. When you only doing it to be seen, is that really righteous, huh? Fairies will match your vibe. You can't bullshit with them. So this is why they kind of say, that's another one. I think that's what they talk about when they say these is trickster energies. Trickster energies will match your fucking vibration, baby. That's what the hell tricksters do. The fairies, I guess you could say they trickster, whatever. But your vibe is going to be matched. I promise you. If your intention is twisted, selfish, and all of that shit, you going to get a great big dose of who you are. No doubt. Okay? All right. Yeah, so that's been really good. I've been working with Dragon's Blood Stone. The dragon's been coming up a lot for me and everything during this particular time. And that Dragon Blood Stone has really been helpful in me doing some harsh chakra work and transformative work as well. We still, got that Pluto and Capricorn and everything too. And yeah, let me think. What else was I going to share before I call it out. So yeah, these is just some things that I wanted to share that will definitely add some value that may help a lot. Let's see, a crystal to work with during this particular time. I'm going to recommend this amethyst crystal. Everybody is hip to the amethyst. If you ain't got one, you definitely want to get you one, right? Because the amethyst crystal, it deals with anxiety and depression. both, right? And so if you're suffering with any of those conditions, the amethyst crystal is really good to work with, especially in those spaces where you're dealing with anxiety and you're kind of feeling intimidated, or anytime you want to step outside of your comfort zone or some shit like that. That amethyst crystal will help in soothing that energy and helping to get you a little bit more grounded, and it helps you to get more focused and more clear so that you can focus on the task at hand and not, oh my goodness, what do they think? And what is this? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? All of that monkey mind business and all of that shit. It helps in clearing that up. And it also works really well with people that may have like suffer from addictions, drug and alcohol issues and everything like that. That amethyst is I think somebody told me that it literally means like sobriety or some shit like that. But anyway, it does help in curving the cravings, helping us find that balance, you know what I'm saying, in those addictions. So definitely work with that amethyst crystal as well. That's going to do a lot of work with that third eye. That's going to help you with your judgment, your focus. It's going to help to enhance your imagination. It's going to help you to see past just this physical realm, right? It's going to also help you if you keep it on your person or in your pillowcase or somewhere when you're sleeping. It's going to help you with nightmares. It's going to help you to get dreams, to help you to solve a lot of the shit you might have got twisted. You know, them delusions that we have, like, oh, that's my friend. I know she a shiesty bitch and she always saying some shit that's trying to make me look small, but she came through for me back in 1993. So this is definitely my friend. Well, this is going to help and assist you with getting clarity and shit like that. Is that person having a bad day, or are they really just feeling some type of way and they ain't fucking with you like that no more? This is an opportunity for you to really get some clarity on that shit. And it's all good though. I promise you, when you find out these truths, see, we get afraid of that shit because we get so attached to what it was. And instead of really dealing with what it is, we get ourselves in these spaces where we don't want to really face that truth. But I promise you, you free yourself and then you can be about the business of building the life that you're trying to live. So definitely grab yourself one of them amethysts too. Another one I was working with, I pulled out, was that purple fluorite. The fluorite is definitely going to help with increasing your imaginative abilities. This is going to help with your it also, for me, it also helps me when I'm meditating. It helps to get rid of that scattered chatter mind. You know, where I'm sitting up there like, did I lock the door down there? I wonder what I'm going to have for breakfast. I'm wondering if them shoes will go with that outfit. Like, those are thoughts that always preoccupy my mind. If I could just stay home and keep the house clean and arrange clothes and do shit like that, turn into Martha Stewart, that would be the shit for me. Anyway, that when the hell was that I was talking again? I lost it that quick. Fluorite, my bad. That fluorite is definitely one that you want to rock with and everything. And then yeah, that's going to definitely assist you in tapping into our natural intelligence for this particular time. Let me see. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But like I say, I suppose that I will share it on the cipher because I am forgetting shit. Because I just wanted to share a couple of things and go on about my business. But once I start talking, it's just on and cracking. But listen, check in on all of these retrogrades. If you don't know what's going on, Google that shit, the planets that are in retrograde, so that you'll have some idea of where that healing needs to take place at. It is important for our ascension. This ascension is important because we're starting to vibrate at such a rate right now that that low vibration, that shady ass bullshit, all of that other stuff, that sketchy energy, is no longer going to hold space for us right now, my loves. It's no longer going to be working for us. So we're going to have to check that. And we're going to have to make some adjustments within our lives with being a little bit more tolerant, or you're going to find yourself falling by the wayside. You're going to find yourself missing the bus. You're going to find yourself standing alone. And that's okay if that's where you want to be at. Trust me, I know, because I'm okay with holding space for where I am, what I believe in, and you ain't pushing me no other direction. I will not be programmed. I will not be socialized. So I get that shit. However, we do have to do this work. We have to open up our heart. We got to heal that old shit so that we can be in a space to receive the healing on so many other levels so that we can really come into our full selves. See, when we let go all of that bullshit, nasty, egoic shit, all of those dark emotions and shit like that, we start really addressing that. This is when we open the door for some real healing and moving forward. Let me tell you about this color. I know this is one of my colors. This is absolutely one of my colors that we need to rock with right about now. And this is called Infinity. I'm feeling, listen, I'm gonna tell you, this is one of my colors. I rocks with this, I work with this. I got this from Miss Blue a while back, and this has been a color that has really been helpful. And this is one of those colors Spirit just brought up for you. Got to get with this. This is a hard working, it's a complex color, right? But this is a color that will assist you in getting that clarity in your meditation. This is a color that will assist you with moving through self-doubt, internal fears that don't really exist, them lies we tell ourselves and everything. This is a color that's going to help us to get clear. See, these various shades of blue, this is going to help us like really deal with our truths. You understand? See, this is definite throat chakra work, fifth chakra work, right? You know, where we get ourselves into this space where we can express ourselves a lot more better, right? And we're not worried about being misunderstood. We ain't secretive and shady and shisty and sneaky and shit. You know what I'm saying? We a good listener and everything. You know, we want to be in this space where we're content, where we're expressive, we're clear in our communications, we're diplomatic. We ain't sitting around trying to cut folks short and hurt folks' feelings and shit at the end of the day. This is what's going to really assist us in getting into those spaces where we're healed so we don't express those types of energy, right? See, but dealing with these other, that root shit is what helps us to heal that so we ain't showing up that way. See, because if you had a whole bunch of people that put their foot in your ass throughout your life, see, then you walking around this world expecting a foot to be in your ass. And so you putting a foot in everybody else's ass before the foot goes in your ass. And then you just continue on this damn ass hamster wheel, this cycle of foot and ass. It's no longer going to work, fam. It's no longer going to work. So these colors, these various shades of blue, especially during this Virgo season, is going to help us to really get our mind, our thoughts in alignment, and to really get our actions in alignment, because this Virgo energy is earth energy. It brings that mind and our intentions together, and we come together so much more goddamn gangster out here in these streets. I promise you. I want to encourage everybody to really start really tapping in to this natural intelligence as opposed to artificial intelligence, last but absolutely not least. I've been making sure that I have been pacing myself and taking breaks and getting the fuck from around all of this social media and all of this stuff, because I do realize how impactful this is. Of course it is, because socially, y'all need to know the sociologist is the new gangster. You need to know that. That's number one. See, if you can control the way that everybody is moving and operating, you one badass. And that's what's happening right now at this particular time. You got an algorithm that's being monitored, baby, and they know what you like, what you don't like, and they just making sure that you get plenty of that shit. Now, that can definitely work for your benefit, but in excess of that, it can be detrimental, because now you got this machine, this artificial intelligence doing all of the thinking for you, being intuitive for you, and what you doing. sitting up there turning that muscle is getting, what is that? Atrophy. Atrophy. Because you're not working it. And this is why I'm really encouraging that we get in, we do this work, we roll up our sleeves. We start working with these spirit animals. We start working with these colors. We start working with these crystals. And we start really spending this time in silence so that we can tap into our natural intelligence. We got the sun, we got the moon, both luminaries in the energy of Virgo. Let's get these details. Let's get this work and let's get this ascension and move forward. I hope that this was helpful for you. I'm going to go ahead and move on. I got some other stuff I've written down, but I ain't trying to be talking all long. I just want to go home. I just want to go stay out the way. But I just wanted to make sure that I'm checking in. I'm stopping through. I'm doing what I do. I want to send you so much light, so much love. So much love. Peace and light. Peace and love, fam. Word, word, word.